let's get started. Kind of the big news right now in the NFL world and kind of the sports world, to be honest. But Lamar Jackson's contract situation. It seems like a lot of people think this is headed for a divorce. I just can't see the Ravens getting rid of Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to stay. I think they're, first of all, going to franchise tag him, and then he's eventually going to get what he wants. But what do you think of the whole deal? And do you think Lamar Jackson and the Ravens part ways this offseason?
Yeah, well, no, I agree with you, JJ. And I think I kind of, when I look at Lamar Jackson's contract situation, I kind of compare it to Dak Prescott's from a few years ago, where he kind of had that ACL tear. Lamar really didn't have that big of an injury, but it took out him for, basically the whole second half of the year into the playoffs. And that kind of revealed his true value to the Ravens. They brought in Tyler Huntley, a serviceable backup, but they really had to rely on their defense. I mean, Lamar is special. He's a top 5 quarterback. And in today's league, which is so quarterback driven, it's hard to find talent like that. It's a process to come in. And I think the Ravens are going to give him what he wants. I mean, he's a top 5 quarterback in this league. He deserves it. They seem to be making him a priority as well, especially with the offensive coordinator search right now. It seemed like they're giving him a big role. So clearly they want to make him, the foundation of this team. I think they're going to give him.
Yeah, I agree with you too. And like I said, the media, I think, is trying to, the media is, I think, making, it's not necessarily anthill, but I feel like it's not as big as what people are saying. I do think that, like, as you were mentioning, I do think they'll come to terms on a deal, and I think it will be much bigger because people keep on reporting that it was 133 guaranteed as they offered him, and then someone reported that that wasn't actually true. They're not exactly sure how much they reported or how much they gave him. But I think, and I also agree with you saying that he's a top 5 quarterback. The Ravens, since 2021, without him, they're 3-8, and the offense has scored 17 points or more than 17 points, or at least once or twice. But their offense is not very good without Lamar Jackson. Tyler Huntley does what he can do, but he's a backup quarterback, and he's just not Lamar Jackson. If let's just say Lamar Jackson and the Ravens do end up parting ways, which I don't think they will happen, but what team do you think would offer Lamar Jackson the money that he's offering? And what team do you think outside the Ravens would either trade or sign Lamar Jackson in the offseason?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams right now, especially, because Lamar, when he kind of decided to really not play, it could have been due to injury, but a lot of people speculated that this relationship was broken. Obviously, he's a big injury risk. He's going to be a risk for teams, but that talent is so prevalent that I think, a team that's been brought up a lot with quarterback issues, the New York Jets, I think they're definitely in the market for a quarterback. The Miami Dolphins with Tua Tagovailoa, we don't know what his situation is like, but a guy like Lamar, even the Atlanta Falcons, really any team could use him. But the thing is, his play style is so unique that you're going to have to adapt the rest of the offense to build around him. But with his talent, I really think anybody in the league could use him, aside from a few. He's still young. There comes with a risk due to injury. You're going to have to pay him a lot. But that talent, as I mentioned, could really fit any team in the NFL.
Yeah, and like I said, too, it's, I think he can run a lot of different type of offenses. Someone mentioned, too, that I kind of forgot about, that at Louisville, he actually ran a pro-style offense. So it's not like he has to run the one type of offense. And especially when the Ravens fired Greg Roman, they said Lamar Jackson would be part of the hiring of the offensive coordinator. I feel like that's kind of another point where he's probably going to stay. As you mentioned, the Falcons, the Jets reportedly were interested, but now they hired Nathaniel Hackett, and I feel like they're trying to get Aaron Rodgers. We'll see what happens there. And that's what we'll talk about next. But I think Lamar Jackson's going to stay. I think if he does leave, there's a lot of places. The Jets actually wouldn't be horrible because they have a lot of good young talent like Garrett Wilson. Whenever Breece Hall comes back, they also have Sauce Gardner. He's on the defensive side, but the Jets have a lot of options. I heard Washington. They have a good team, but the problem is I don't know if you'd want to go in that situation, especially with the owner. I don't know if I'd want to go there. That's a pretty hostile place right now.